on to the next topic where we talk about the DNC Convention that happened this past weekend. And the major thing that we noticed was that Republicans got more time than minorities and progressives.
I mean, it's just same bad playbook 2016, and we say it every week. You're just seeing every week there's more and more examples of how they're running a strategy that gave us Trump, and they're just doing it over again, and they don't really care. It shows Trump is not a priority. The number one priority is not give anything that helps the American people. And secondary is beating Trump, because if they really cared about beating Trump, they would have a platform that is not just Trump bad, we not bad, you know. So there's a video from the previous election that we could cut in, but it's basically Chuck Schumer saying,
for every blue-collar Democrat we will lose in Western PA, we will pick up 2, 3 moderate Republicans in the suburbs of Philadelphia. And you can repeat that in Ohio and Illinois and Wisconsin. The voters who are most out there figuring out what to do are not the blue-collar Democrats. They are the college-educated Republicans who lean Republican or independent and in the suburbs.
And it's the failed strategy that failed last time. And there's no reason to believe that anything has changed there. So we always talk about the 70,000 voters that gave Trump the election. And with every move that they've done this time, they haven't really done anything to reach out to those people. To the workers, the union workers, the people that are worried about their jobs. It's just mistake after mistake after mistake, unforced errors by Joe Biden in their campaign. And really, they're gambling with our democracy. They're gambling with the Supreme Court. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, God bless her. We want to keep her on as long as she can. But, you know, she is getting up there in age, and they're really gambling with the future of our democracy. So it's really disheartening, and it's a shame that they aren't taking Trump as the real threat that he is.
Let me go through the Republicans real quick that spoke or had some sort of speaking time at the convention, right? So the first person was the former New Jersey Governor Christine Todd Whitman, and if you guys remember, she was a former FDA person under Bush, and she lied about the toxic air when 9/11 happened, saying that it was not toxic. It's fine to go to the stockpile and clean up 9/11, but it was totally not right. She came out later and said she was wrong about that. Then former New York Representative Susan Molinari, you got Colin Powell, you got Meg Whitman, you got Cindy McCain, and you got John Kasich. These are 6 different people that had some sort of appearance at a Democratic convention. That's crazy. I'm going to show this clip that I stole from Ryzen that shows the amount of minutes. So it's, of course, the establishment got the majority of the minutes. Then the progressive. If you consider Warren a progressive, I know Felipe does. She's put in that category. And then you got the GOP that got time. The only way that AOC got into any of the 4 days was because of him. But
all right, so I understand the strategy. I don't like it for the simple fact that is some of the same things, or exactly the same thing that happened in 2016, when you're not reaching out to broaden your own base. But Trump has proven to be so catastrophic that they feel like they don't really have to appeal to the progressive side as much, because they know that we care about the country. They know that we are able or willing to sacrifice for the greater good. Meanwhile, they know Republicans won't, but they want to bring them in. They know that they want to get maybe the suburban, white people they don't care or agree with systemic racism, but at least they don't like black people getting their knees on their neck. So, they want to get a little bit of those people.
A little woke.
Right. So, and I think that they're assuming they're going to get at least the bulk of the progressives, and they want to get some of the moderates and Republicans, and that way, in their mind, at least, is sure a win. I don't know exactly that's going to happen, because a lot of people are dissatisfied, but I understand where they're coming from with that strategy.
I also I want to back off on that, or back that up. I think they're also putting a lot of weight on the Obama-Trump voters, the 6.7 to 9.2 million voters that switched from Barack Obama in 2012 to Donald Trump in 2016, because they think that these voters are either moderately Republican, which would make sense for both of the voters, or just want a change in the system and would want return to normalcy. So like they're putting so much stake in that large chunk of voters that they're kind of just disregarding the things that have built up the entire Democratic Party. And that's kind of why they're doing this, why they're inviting John Kasich, an actual piece of human scum, really bad, a very mediocre like anchor, and even worse as a governor. There's no reason why he should have been there. If they wanted a slam dunk Republican at the DNC, they should have gotten the most famous one and just grabbed Mitt Romney. But John Kasich is less known and even less liked by the people who do know him. So it's just
That's so true.
a weak strategy. It doesn't make sense to favor them in that way. If they want to give Republicans a chance, they want to show them, look, we're not all that bad. There's a million other ways to do it, and putting unliked people up there just makes the least sense.
Well, I think also if they were to put, imagine if we had a whole bunch of like Nina Turner in there and some other people, that's going to make them, like the Republicans, moderates, things like, oh, no, they don't mean it. They don't mean it. They're not really trying to be moderates, you know? So I think they wanted to cut that back as much as possible because they didn't want those people they're trying to reach to have any doubt whatsoever that they're going to become liberal or too progressive. And you know, that's the reason why they're doing what they did.
Let me give you a couple points here why that strategy is bad and terrible, right? When we're looking at swing state, right? When we look at state like Minnesota, Michigan, right? What is one of the community that is up and coming and is voting in large numbers? It's the Muslim community, right? It's a state, and you have zero representation of the Muslim community. So how do you tell them, like, oh, we are uniting the party, we are for you? And a state like Minnesota, there was a recent poll, Trump made up like 4 points, 7 points in a week, something like that. So how is it that you're going to say, like, I get it, you're going to put all your eggs in the basket and cater to moderate Republican, but at what cost? Because how much that you're going to continue to like spit in the progressives' face and expect us to just like, okay, well, just keep going in because for the better of the country, right? Like, I think that you're going to get a lot of people like that.
Well, they show Muslim. They had that montage where they show that the Muslim activists, but then at the same time, when she went to an event that was a pro-Palestinian event and she was pro-BDS, they made a statement to denounce her outright. So you know, they want to take what they can, and that's it. They just put it just for show, but no deeds.
It's ridiculous, man. You got Perez coming in and talking about, oh, we are uniting the party. There's no uniting. Like, I'll give you a perfect example, right? Like, if they want to cater to Republicans so much, right? And you guys may hate me for this example, stuff like that, but didn't they call Tulsi a Republican operative and stuff like that? They really want to cater to a Republican. Why didn't they invite her? They would have said that they would have catered to the Republican base because that's what they put her on, and that's what they want her to make a scene. AOC, we talked about AOC, you know, only went because Bernie invited her. So there goes the Latino. Like, they don't really care about the Latino vote. As a Latino, folks, like, we're gonna stay home. A lot of people want to stay home because yes, like people say, oh, we care about the country. We want to see Donald Trump out, but there's nothing like Gabe would say. What is the policy, bro? Like, give me one policy that excite me to go out and vote. And I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything on that convention that was like, as an undecided voter, that would be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to suck it up this time and I'm going to go and vote.
Now, to make it clear, I see, my point is that I understand where they're coming from, but I disagree completely because we talked countless time in our chats, you know, the most surefire way for the Democrats to win is to bring out the base. We bring out a base, we win. Period. I'm just trying to show the devil's advocate of why I think they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, but it's completely like wrong. Like, you know, when you look at Obama, right? And this is why I don't understand like what Obama is doing stuff, because when Obama in 08 or 12, I forgot the year and stuff like that, he had 11 Latinos and stuff like that. He went for the Latino vote. And the Latino vote put Obama over the top in a lot of places, you know, like you have people that may not like Julian Castro, but you have people that love Julian Castro, right? So why is it because the guy called, said that Joe has some dementia or something like that, so you don't put him on? You know, you have people that
whatever. They picked Kamala Harris, and she talked all types of trash about Biden too. So yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. So like they became so petty. Like they could have all the Republican folks, but they could have thrown like the progressive bun here, like all the Latino vote, the Muslim vote, something that would have been like, hey, here you go. We're really trying to unite it. We really need you, and we're not just gonna kick you down and expect you to just fall both blue no matter who kind of stuff.
Say they don't care about us. They rather either win by themselves without us, so they could say, see, we don't need you, or they rather lose and then blame us saying, see, we lost because of you. They're never going to throw an olive branch to us. The only way it's going to be is if we take it.